Hey y'all, it's Mo with Future Me Said So, trying to get back to see what's going on. We're in Streamlabs today for the first time, very exciting. And as you can hopefully see, we are using, there we go. We're using lots of fun things. I've got my iPad here because I really wanted to walk you through the Future Me Said So GPT and the planner and how they work together to help you, to help me use the tools that I've created to give us more clarity, more confidence. Future Me Said So GPT is like the life coach I wish I had, that the life coach I wish I was. And I know that coaching can be super expensive and sometimes it's not as accessible to everyone, and that's always been something that I've been super passionate about. How can we make coaching accessible to more people? And so with ChatGPT, I thought, why not? Let me just try. Let me put my resources together. Let me put the mindset that I wish I would have, and as much information as possible. And let's see what we got. So if you've followed me from anywhere in the past, you know that one of the things that I previously created is the Everything I Touch It Turns to Gold planner. And it's really like a journal, but I say it is your to-do list, or your done list. So whenever you've accomplished something, it's the place that you would go to document that accomplishment. And I hope that y'all can hear me clearly, because this mic is giving me so many problems. But hopefully that's not too loud or too crazy. But hopefully this will work. I'm not quite sure. It's unreal. I promise you, it is unreal. So I hope you can hear me. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere now. Deep breaths, y'all, deep breaths. This planner is something that I previously created, and you'll see that it starts every page with an affirmation, and it gives you the opportunity to list your golden accomplishments, your golden gratitude, and your golden reflections, because the basis of it is the affirmation, the statement, the claim, your power statement, or at least mine, that everything I touch turns to gold. Because why not? Because why not? And so all of that has evolved into so many things. And when I guess my future self gave me the phrase "Future Me Said So," I was like, yeah, that's it. It's accessible. It's not too woo woo. It's just thinking to yourself, okay, if I was my future self, what would I be telling myself right now? And hey, to our viewers, if you can hear me, feel free to chat. I'd love to know what you're thinking while you're here. So I created the GPT, and we'll go into that in a little bit, but I was like, how can I make it a tool that people use more often, that people use every day even? Because I understand that, even though ChatGPT is something that I use all the time, forgive me, all the camera battery's a little low. Even though it's something that I use all the time, I know that it's still something that most people don't use all the time. Lean with it, rock with it, as Cam says, right? If y'all don't watch Cameron Monet, you should. Okay, so camera's plugged back in. I am needing to move this way. Okay, that's right, so we're facing here. So I also realized that I didn't share this anywhere. So let me take a quick screenshot and share it, and then we'll get back to regularly scheduled programming. So I'm like, how am I even gonna share this? This is so complicated, y'all. Like, it's so complicated. And I guess I realized that maybe some people pause a little bit to share the stream first. I kind of just jumped right in because I'm so excited. But it is what it is. So, as I was saying, not everybody is as familiar with ChatGPT as I am. And I know that I would encourage some people, oh, use this, talk to it like it's a human, talk to it like it's your friend, get the work done. However, that doesn't mean that it's always going to be a tool in your toolkit. So I created the planner, and using hyperlinks with some really specific prompts, my intention is to allow it to be that tool that you can use every day to connect with this GPT, giving it the frame of reference of your goals, of your mindset, of the things that you want to accomplish, so it can embody future you in the best way possible. Like, all things in the best way possible here, y'all. So, let's see. I also, in addition to this page, so I designed it to kind of be like free thought, free flow, but to think that like on the left side where the lines are, you can brainstorm, and maybe after you put in the prompt, the GPT gives you an output that you could either link to information or paste in something that it's consolidated on the right side, or maybe you scrap the whole thing that you've put on the left side and make it just all about what you've received from the GPT, from your future self. So this is becoming a little bit more complex than I thought it would be in terms of sharing that we're live. So let's just get into it, and people can watch the replay, because hey, one horse doesn't stop the show. Is that what they say? I'm gonna put on some from my lip. Okay. So if you're not familiar with this app, this is GoodNotes. It's one of my favorite. I'm using the Apple Pencil Pro and the iPad Mini, my cute little mini. And one of the tools that I enjoy using on here is the magnifying glass. And so let's see, in my brainstorm, I want to create a platform to help, and this you can also go like that, to help women age 35 to 40 achieve their, forgive my handwriting, y'all, their wellness goals. Help me come up with a content strategy, social media, to and if you know me, you know I'm nervous because my handwriting never looks like this. So so here, the beauty of this is we can from here turn off the editing feature, right? We can take a quick screenshot and just copy and delete it. And then we can hit the brainstorming prompt. Hit yes. 1 second. And we can open this in the app. Having a heart attack there, right? Open this in the app, and I don't know why that didn't paste the prompt. Okay, well, technical difficulties here because it's not working the way that it should. However, it still took us to the GPT. My prompt is in my text that I wrote. So let's just see how the GPT will read what I've written down and apply it. And then I'll go to the back end and fix the prompt. I don't know why it's not working. But you saw there was like a tweak with the web browser. So it may just be something I can't control either. Wow, I don't know if y'all can read this. It's really small pulling up there, so I'll read it. It says, "This is where she takes the lead, and you're doing exactly that. Your handwritten intention is powerful and clear. You're building a wellness platform for women aged 35 to 45, and you're ready to move like the woman who already built it. Let's craft a social media content strategy that speaks directly to your target, builds trust, and positions you as the go-to thought leader in this space." Okay. Content strategy, wellness for women 35 to 45, core identity pillar. You're not just posting, you're activating her next level. Every post becomes a mirror, a reminder, or a tool. Content themes, weekly reflections. Organize your content by identity-based transformation pillars. Her habits and routines future her already lives by. 3 things I no longer do in the morning as a 40-something woman prioritizing energy. Future receipts, future prompt, body as an oracle, aligned action, recode rituals. It gives us a content cadence and formats that build trust, carousels, talking head videos, live Q&A, stories, and polls. So this also, if the prompts were working correctly, we would also be able to do a schedule and do other things as well. So let me actually go back, figure out why that's not working so that we can get some more actual things done. But if we go back here, we can also just ask it anything we want to. Let's just say, what do you need to know about me to make sure that I do not fall to imposter syndrome and fail to achieve this goal? Beautiful question, and it tells me you're ready to lead from the identity of the woman who doesn't fold under pressure. She transmits purpose. To ensure you don't fall into imposter syndrome or self-sabotage, I need to know, what's your current identity loop? The gap between who you believe you are and what you're trying to become is the breeding ground for imposter syndrome. So let's define, what identity are you currently walking in? Be honest. Overwhelmed expert, hidden genius, people-pleasing healer. What inner dialogue or pattern tends to show up right before you play small or shrink back? An example, I know I'm qualified, but I still feel like people won't take me seriously because I'm not a doctor. Sounds familiar to me. What is your golden thought? This is the future frequency we anchor in you daily. The thought that already lives in the version of you who builds a wellness platform and changed lives. Example: I am the exact woman to lead this mission because I am her. What habits and environments either ground or drain you? Identity is stabilized through rituals, systems, and energetic cues. What current habits or environments knock you off center? What rituals or structures help you access clarity, confidence, and certainty? Example: when I scroll aimlessly, I start comparing myself. But when I do 10 minutes of movement and journaling, I lock back in. I know that's true for me today and this week. I've been much more active and I've gotten so much more done. So it also asks, what's your boldest why? Why must this platform exist? What will it cost the world if you don't build it? It's a powerful question. When the mission becomes more important than the momentary fear, imposter syndrome shrinks. Let's read that again. When the mission becomes more important than the momentary fear, imposter syndrome shrinks. Example: if I don't do this, women in my age group will keep being ignored by mainstream wellness. That's true, especially for women of color. What edge are you willing to claim no matter what? This is the new standard, the line in the sand, the non-negotiable future you already lives by. Example: I show up even when my voice shakes because this isn't about me, it's about her. If you answer these, I'll hand you back a custom identity anchor map that include your golden thought, your anti-imposter rituals, your edge habit, a mantra and visual cue for collapsing the gap. Are you ready? We're not just avoiding failure, we're engineering inevitability. Lego. I love that. I want to do that for myself. There's so many things that I'm working on right now where imposter syndrome is big. Let me take a sip. I got this mojito mocktail. It's very minty. Yeah, we're imposter. It just feels like something that I wanted to do all my life. And it may sound weird, but I've always really wanted to help people with their personal finance, like through life insurance and retirement planning. However, my lack of expertise in that area or history of family history of success in that area, even more so, has always created huge imposter syndrome. But whenever I think about it, I just am like, why not for me? Why am I not the one to help those around me to do this? Like, what's that impact if I don't help my cousins, my friends, especially those who have children? If I don't help them, then what? There is no legacy built, period. And that is a huge impact, a huge ripple effect. So I'm really grateful to have read these questions so that way I can hear the answers, think about the answers for myself as I'm moving into this next phase. I know a lot of this is still like physically what I'm doing right now with, I'll go back over here. Physically what I'm doing right now is different. Streaming, all of these things. But wellness is not different. You know, prioritizing wellness is not different for me. And thinking about wellness strategies for others is not different for me. And dreaming about how to make coaching more accessible is not different for me. It's always been something that I've really been passionate about, even if I didn't take the action steps to make it happen all the way. I've dibble-dabbled, I've planted seeds here and there, but at this point, I believe in this system. I believe in everything that I've created with Future Me Said so much. I feel like it's the culmination of all the seeds that I've planted, and I'm just have these amazing tools right now to implement it in a way that I never did before. So that's like, that's the joy there. That is the push for everything that I'm doing currently in this moment. But the why for myself of why I'm doing it is because I want to make this pivot for myself. And because it is kicking up this immense imposter syndrome, I need to lead with the mindset of my future self, the mindset that it's already done, the mindset that these routines, these systems, these connections, these networking opportunities, all the things are already in place. They've already been written. It's something I've wanted for so long because my future self knows that it's part of my story. And this is where she takes the lead. Future me said so. So thanks for being here. Obviously, I have a couple kinks to work out on the system. I'm not sure why it's giving me this. However, I will figure out the way to get these amazing prompts working and for you and accessible, even if I have to change the layout a little bit and have them be like to more typical journal prompts, and you still click and go out to the GPT, paste your page, and be able to have it work for you, work through the thoughts, work through the solutions. Yeah. So that's all she wrote for this evening. Thank you for allowing me to not be defeated by technology, to test out this setup. I'm even using my iPhone as a continuity camera, so I hope the quality is much clearer. I hope the audio is great. It says that it's very high, so I hope that that's okay. And if not, tomorrow is another day. It's onward and upward. We keep on keeping on. Love y'all so much.